1, 2. Check 1, 2. Lesson 86. Sorry, it's shaking. I had to get new rubber bands and they don't fit as snug as the other ones did. All right, lesson 86, multiplying fractions and whole numbers. We have found a fraction of a whole number by dividing the whole number by the denominator of each fraction. For example, 1/3 of 6 is 2. And you can know that because 6 divided by 3 is 2. So if you had six rectangles or squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So draw 6 rectangles. And then you're dividing it into thirds. So I am dividing it into thirds. 1, 2, 3 parts. And each third is 2, right? 1, 2. 1, 2. So 2/3 is 4 of 6. So it says 1/3 of 2. So what you're going to do is if it says of, that means multiply. Of equals multiply. So 1/3 of 2. So 1/3 of multiply 2. You're going to make this fraction 2 over 1. Because anything over 1 is going to be whatever the numerator is. And 1 is just a number that you can put underneath it that will make the whole number stay the same, but it will also turn it into a fraction so you can multiply it. So multiply straight across. 1 times 2 is 2, and 3 times 1 is 3, 2/3. So 1/3 of 2 is 2/3. And here's a trick. If this here's a hint, I suppose. If the denominator is more than the number that you're multiplying it by, it will not be a whole number because you are dividing it into more than you actually have. So there's not going to be a whole number. It's going to be just a fraction. So let's do some practice with that. 2/3 of 4. So how you're going to rewrite this is 2/3 times 4 over 1. Okay, and then multiply straight across. 2 times 4 is 8, and 3 times 1 is 3. And now you see that this is an improper fraction. How many times can 3 go into 8? 3, 6, 9. Well, can't go 9, so you've got to go 2 wholes equals 2 wholes, and then how many do you have left over? 3, 6, 6, 7, 8. You have 2 left over. That would be like a remainder, and then your denominator stays the same. So 2/3 of 4 is 2 and 2/3. Okay, and it's going to be more than, and this is 2/3, not 1/3. But you know that it's already going to be more than 1 because this denominator is less than that, so you know you're going to have a whole number. All right, let's go on to example 2. 3/5 of 2, or I said that, it's 3/5 times 2. So we're going to rewrite that to be 3/5 times 2 over 1, and then multiply straight across. 3 times 2 is 6, and 5 times 1 is 5. This is an improper fraction because the numerator is greater than the denominator. So that equals 5 can go into 6 one time with 1 left over, and our denominator stays the same. So it is 1 and 1/5. Example 3, 2/3 times 2. So we're going to make this into a fraction, 2 over 1, and then we're going to multiply straight across. 2 times 2 is 4, and 3 times 1 is 3. And this is an improper fraction. How many times can 3 go into 4? 1, and how many is left over? 1, and the denominator stays the same, 1 and 1/3. And for the last example, what number is 1/5 of 4? Well, we know we've got 1/5, and we know that of means multiply, and then we've got 4, but we know how to change that into a fraction. You just put it over 1, and then you've got 1 times 4 is 4, and 5 times 1 is 5. And you can tell that this was not going to be greater than 1 because 5 is more than 4. So if you're looking for 1/5 of 4,